Hello and welcome to Verdictum. I'm Sheetal June and you're watching today's legal news where we update you with the latest legal developments across the country. Starting with the headlines. Non-fixation of cut-off marks for persons with benchmark disability not illegal, Supreme Court. Delhi High Court directs payment of interest on delayed compensation payment to 1984 riot victims. Madras High Court urges centre to block gay dating app Grindr over misuse for committing offences. Holder of light motor vehicle driving licence is competent to drive transport vehicle of such class, Rajasthan High Court. Now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has observed that the non-fixation of cut-off marks for persons with benchmark disability is neither arbitrary nor violative of any fundamental rights of a candidate. A division bench of Justice Bella M. Trivedi and Justice Satish Chandra Sharma reiterated that candidates who consciously participated in the selection process cannot question the advertisement or the selection methodology under the Rajasthan Judicial Services Rule 2010 after being declared unsuccessful in the preliminary examination. The court clarified that the reservation for persons with disabilities was treated as a horizontal reservation under Clause 1 of Article 16 and not a vertical reservation under Clause 4 of the Article 16 of the Constitution. The bench noted that the reservation for PwBD candidates was categorized as an overall horizontal reservation, not a compartmentalized one. The bench clarified that in cases of overall horizontal reservations, cut-off marks for each category were not necessarily required to be disclosed separately unless specified by the relevant rules or statutes. Relying on Indra Swane versus the Union of India 1992, wherein the Apex Court had aptly explained the concept of vertical reservations and horizontal reservations, the court held that the reservation for persons with disabilities would be relatable to Clause 1 of the Article 16 and the persons selected against this quota will be placed in appropriate category, that is, if he or she belongs to scheduled category, he or she will be placed in that category by making necessary adjustments, and if he or she belongs to open category, necessary adjustments will be made in the open category. A PwBD candidate who failed the preliminary examination for the direct recruitment of civil judges and judicial magistrates in 2021 had challenged recruitment process for non-disclosure of cut-off marks. The Delhi High Court has directed the centre to pay the interest on the delayed compensation to a 1984 anti-Sikh riot victim within 6 weeks, saying that the appellant and his family suffered first from the rioters and subsequently from an insensitive and callous administration. The interest will be paid at a yearly rate of 10% for the period between April 8, 2016, when the ex gratia compensation of Rs 1 lakh was released, and January 16, 2006, when the rehabilitation policy was announced. A bench headed by Acting Chief Justice Manmohan also imposed Rs 25,000 as costs on the central government while dealing with the appeal of the victim against a single judge's order which held that he was not entitled to the interest. The Madras High Court has directed that the central government should initiate appropriate action to block gay dating app Grindr, which claims to be the most popular social media networking app for LGBTQ community, as it only serves the sexual interest of the members. A single-judge bench of Justice D. Bharata Chakravarti, however, made it clear that the app should be banned not for promoting homosexual activities but because it has become a medium to commit crimes. The very name of the app suggests the purpose. It is illegal not for the question of being homosexual but for serving only a prurient and sexual interest of the party, the bench remarked. The court issued the direction while hearing a bail plea of an accused who allegedly sexually abused and robbed another user of the app. The judge granted bail to the accused after he assured the court that he would exit the app and would not be a part of any social media of any nature. The court also took note of how the app was being used to commit offences and for illegal purposes, and therefore directed the investigating officer to report about the mobile app to the appropriate agency, namely the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, to block the said app. The Rajasthan High Court, while rejecting appeal of insurance company, noted that holders of light motor vehicle driving licence are competent to drive transport vehicles, omnibus, tractors or road rollers of unladen weight of which does not exceed 7,500 kgs. The court was hearing an appeal against the judgment and award passed by the Commissioner of Workmen Compensation Forum in claim case where an amount of Rs 4.52 lakh with 12% interest was awarded in the favour of the claimants. The bench of Justice Nupur Bhati relied on the decision in Mukund Devangana versus Oriental Insurance Company Limited 2017, wherein the Supreme Court observed that there is no requirement to obtain a separate endorsement to drive transport vehicle, and if a driver is holding license to drive light motor vehicle, he can drive a transport vehicle of such class without endorsement to that effect. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. Subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android devices for latest legal updates.